Summer Games Fest just took place. Um, it was a 2 hour event. Now before it even happened, they're like, okay, don't expect like a ton of major announcements, that sort of thing. So, we knew going into it that it wasn't going to be like huge things knocking our socks off. But there was a lot of fun things showcased, a lot of new trailers, some announcements, and you and I were just gonna instead of going over everything, let's just hit the our favorites. So let's go back and forth with our favorite moments from the show. And why don't you kick us off?
All right, number 5. Now, I don't know if you had yours in like any particular order, but I did a 1 through 5 ranking.
Okay, I could do
Number
that.
5 was Wonder Stop. Did you see the trailer for this one?
I did, and I knew as soon as I saw that, I was like, that's gonna be on Full Clip's list.
Right, and there's not a whole lot of information about it just
No,
yet. The trailer was all like, what do you call it, cinematic, and it's just kind of introducing you to this character who's in like the cozy game kind
yeah,
of genre of game, but this is obviously like a warrior from a fighting game, and you have to make some speculations there about like what does that mean? Is this cozy village where you're doing your farming and your shopping going to come under attack, and you as the warrior have
yeah.
to save it or something? That's just my speculation on it. But
I
interested
agree.
to see more on this one.
Yeah, it looked like it's going to take a turn. It doesn't look like it's only going to be in there. And it's an Annapurna interactive game. They always make these, amazing games with great stories. So, and it's the creator of Stanley Parable working on that. So, there's going to be some sort of twist or something in there. So, yeah, I'm absolutely excited to see where that one goes. All right. Yeah, I'll put this in order. So, number 5 for me. Now, this wasn't even really a trailer of anything, but the new Skate trailer, and it was just like, and I think I included it because I love Tim Robinson and I love his comedy. So like them doing this bit, it's just like this office closing up, and they're like just talking about like the company closing, and that was it. And then I'm like, are they gonna show any like gameplay footage at all? And they weren't. The thing stopped, and then it was like, okay, here's some footage, but it's pre alpha. It's set at the bottom, and it's just Skate. It's just what you expect. Bunch of people on the thing at the same time. So I don't know if there's going to be like, this open world where you could skate through it with other people around. Like, I have no idea what it's going to be, but Skate was always one of those games that like I had fun playing it. I was never really good at it. I never mastered it. Like, I feel like I was better at like Tony Hawk, because that was a little more arcadey than Skate.
Yeah.
But just this trailer had me laughing. Tim Robinson always, I'm a huge fan of what he does. But then they did say you could sign up for play tests, get in there and test out the game. So, no dates, nothing like that, no real good gameplay footage, but it was a great trailer, and it was fun.
All right, number 4 on my end was Phantom Blade Zero, and this might be the most like epic fighting game of the night.
Dude, it looked insane.
Yeah, it brings me back to like Onimusha 2 on the PlayStation 2, which just kind of changed my view of of games like this, of the
Hmm.
fighting genre, the sword master genre of games.
Right. Yeah, it had that Sekiro kind of vibe. But yeah, it looked great. I know, like, I remember seeing the trailer previously, and I feel like this one even looked different than that one. But it's, I don't know what to expect or when to expect it. But yeah, I'm definitely here for Phantom Blade Zero whenever we get more information on that one. Number 4 for me is DLC for a game I've never played, but Alan Wake 2 Night Springs DLC was shown off, and in it you control 3 characters. And for me, the draw, Jesse Faden from Control, one of my favorite games, is a playable character in this DLC. And then on top of that, like the DLC looked weird and silly and out there. And immediately I downloaded Alan Wake remastered. I'm gonna play it this week, and I'm gonna get through it. They also announced that Alan Wake 2 will have a full physical release now. This is the first time it's going to be on disc, and it will come with this new definitive edition will come with the Night Springs DLC. So I'm like, okay, that kind of makes sense for me to jump in there. But yeah, it looked the vibe of it, man. I was like, dude, I have to play this game. The only time I ever felt that way about a sequel of a game was with the Death Stranding trailer from before. I was like, I don't know what's happening, but I need to know. And that's how I feel about this. I got to know what this is, and I want to get in there.
Yeah, and there's a lot of like depth to the Alan Wake story. And I don't know half of it,
No,
just having
me
never
neither.
played it. But this whole like waitress coming in with a shotgun, I had no idea what this game was until they said it was Alan Wake 2.
Yes.
All right, next is I don't know how to say Neva or Neva.
Oh yeah.
This game,
I think it was Neva.
yeah, looks a little more indie. It's from the developer of Gris, which I've never played. If I'm going to compare this to games that I have played, I'm going to say it looks a little bit like Journey, but gameplay style is more like that Inside or Fox Tales even. The left to right kind of scrolling. And I think that I will eventually be picking this game up. Hopefully it's on like Switch or something, because I think this is a game where me and my wife can sit on the couch and play this together. It's not all cutesy, even though that's sort of the outward appearance of these trailers. It does look like it gets heated in there with some battle and enemies.
Sure. Yeah, I remember when this first trailer was shown, and they show like the like I remember people talking about how much like they cried during the trailer because it shows like the mother whatever wolf deer thing like protecting and it was like it's this gorgeous looking story, this animation. You're there for like the whole life of this creature as you go through your game. That one was, if you didn't put it on your list, it was going to be on mine. So yeah, I'm very much excited for when we get that one. My next big one, the Blumhouse Games came out with a trailer that had a bunch of different games. It's kind of what they're doing on their break into video games is they're coming out with a whole bunch of them throughout the year. What were some of them? I don't know. Grave Seasons, Fear the Spotlight, Sleep Awake, Chrysal Theater of Idols. I don't know, dude. Like they all looked different too. Like every single one of them, they had those kind of like that PlayStation style ones with like the old school graphics. They had some that were like really trippy, like first person ones. Like all these different games. Like it was just like a sizzle reel of these games coming out, and they looked. The next one looked creepier than the next, and I'm very excited. They had Jason Blum there come out and talk about it and what their plan is for this, and I was like, they definitely seem like they have an idea of what they want Blumhouse Game Studio to be, and I like where they're going with this.
Right. I imagine the potential for like VR if you're in
Right.
Paranormal Activity or something.
Dude, yeah, there's so much they could do. And if they start like basically he said that they're doing what they do for movies. They're going out trying to find things that scare them, that freak them out, indie things, whatever. They don't have one vision set in mind. They're going to all these different independent studios and saying, hey, can we put your game under our umbrella because it moves us, it creeps us out. And I was like, it's such a great idea, such a great way to put these games out, and they look like they know what they're doing. So I'm hyped.
All right, next up, Lego Horizon Adventures.
This is a weird one.
So this is, it's a mashup. It's like a game being put into the Lego universe, which is, I don't know. I guess Lego Fortnite is kind of like that, but in
Sure.
reverse. I don't know how that works, but it's not the usual move from Lego. Usually, you're going to have your Star Wars or Indiana Jones or whatever movie property turned into a video game with Lego characters. But this is a video game translated into a Lego video game.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think it works when you see like the monsters and things like that of the Horizon world.
Yes, dude, this is going to create like if it takes off, like imagine you're going to get the Lego building packs or whatever with the giant Horizon creatures, because they are all, components put together, so it's easy to imagine them as Legos. But yeah, it was weird because like at some point, like it was very tongue in cheek. Had that Lego kind of humor with it, and it. If you've played the Horizon games, there's not a lot of humor in those games, so it was like it seemed a little out of place. But at the same time, because then there's like skins that you could put on everything, the whole Legofication of the world.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks great, and it looks like something that could get someone even interested in the Horizon universe. Say you're a kid and you're playing this cool Lego game. Bam, you've got two other full-fledged Horizon games that you could play if you're a fan of that universe. So very cool. Yeah, that's coming out this holiday season. And one of the surprising things was, in addition to Steam and Epic Games, it's going to be on the Nintendo Switch. So, it's a PlayStation title going to be on Nintendo Switch. No Xbox. They're still not doing that. PlayStation's still not feeling that vibe. But it was interesting to see it on the Switch. So yeah. Another one that I was excited for, that I've never been a huge fan of, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. But when I saw this old school beat 'em up game, I was like, this game looks awesome. So it's Power Rangers Rita's Rewind, and it is the classic Power Rangers in like that style, like we had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles beat 'em up game a couple years ago or whatever. This is like that. You're out there fighting, all the iconic bad guys from Power Rangers. So, and then on top of that, so there's you could go into your Zords or whatever, and then it was like roller coasters, and it was a whole mashup of weird game styles. And I'm very, very intrigued. I'm assuming it's going to be a co-op beat 'em up type thing. But yeah, I want to see more.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely one for the 90s kids on this one.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was like, I'm a little too old for Power Rangers. I still watched it, but I grew out of it fairly quickly then. But, looking back, it immediately had that nostalgia, I remembered all this stuff. I was like, dude, yeah. I was like, my son's going to learn who the Power Rangers are, because that's how he learned who Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were, is by playing the last game. So, yeah.
Yeah, you can't hear that guitar riff come in from the intro without just getting a little
hype. Absolutely.
So, the number one on mine, and I feel a little controversial in this, but New World Eternum. And that's because nobody knows exactly what this is. It's like a part remake, part console port, but also available on PC. I don't know exactly, but I do know that I did enjoy New World. And the unfortunate part was not a lot of people bought it, so I never had a crew to play with on there, and you really needed that. At a certain point in the game, I couldn't really progress without finding people who could tell me even how to go find the raid, to do the raid, and that was the only way I was going to progress.
Yeah.
And fortunately, this new version is something that you're supposedly be able to play solo all the way through if you want to.
Cool. Yeah, I kind of tuned out when I saw this was New World, and it's always one that I've watched gameplay of, and I've been interested. I've been I was like, I could get down with this game. And then when I saw that this was a announcement for release date for consoles, and it includes all of the previous stuff from the New World game, I was like, this could be it for me. Could be my foray into this world. I'm very interested to see more of it. October 15th that comes out is the release date for that. So yeah, I could see myself getting in there. It does have crossplay between platforms, so yeah, I'm excited for some more New World. All right, and then my last highlight, Metaphor ReFantazio had another trailer. Now, we've seen trailers of this before. We've seen footage before. This one was more focused on the different archetypes that you can have as your characters. And as I'm watching this, I was interested in the game, before. But as I watched this trailer, it immediately became my most anticipated game going forward. The style looks amazing. The different archetypes are classic RPG archetypes, but the way that they do them, where they can, they can morph and add different ones onto them. I did then go watch, like, there's like a 30-minute breakdown of the way that the gameplay handles these things on IGN after that. And I was like, okay, like, I want to know. I'm just like, I want to give me all the information. I want to know more about Metaphor. And yeah, it looks gorgeous. If you're a fan of the Persona games, this is going to be right up your alley. But I like it because it's a little bit more of an adult style, not adult like mature or anything like that. But it's not in high school. You're not in high school anymore. It's like, this is just like, that it's basically Persona, but you don't have to worry about going to school and making friends and stuff like that. It's like, grown up Persona.
And that's what I thought it was at the beginning of this trailer. And I'm like, oh, great, another one of these. And I was going to tune out. But yeah, when you get into the whole, what were they called? Archetypes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they talk about like collecting them, but it's like people that you're meeting are these archetypes, and you're trying to get them to unlock the hidden potential or something inside of them. It almost made it feel a little bit more like a Pokemon game where you're collecting people who turn into the monsters.
Yeah, very cool. Like, I'm excited to even just see more. I want to see some of the gameplay, some of the fighting. I think, it's still turn-based. This one's more like fantasy, like classic role-playing game fantasy. But yeah, you've got all like the brawler and mage and warrior and stuff like that for different archetypes. But then they, go down, fine tune as, much more specific versions too. So yeah, October 11th for this one. I'm very, very excited to get in there and check that out.
One question: will there be monster breeding?
Hopefully. I know that's what gets you in, that what gets you into them games. Before we move on though, real quick, I'm surprised you did not have Cuff Bust on your list. Did you watch that trailer?
Now, Cuff Bust, was that the one that looks a little bit like Among Us?
Yeah, it looks terrible. It's about like these little creatures like breaking out of prison or whatever.
Yeah, these weird like mouse-looking alien things.
Yeah, it looked not great, but it was like real silly.
To me, it's just taking the concept of a game that's been done 1,000 times over and 1,000 times over in Roblox alone, like Prison Break.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that's what we're looking at here. It's just got some interesting characters.
Yeah,
it looked silly. Who made Choo Choo Charles did this?
Right. Yeah, the guy that did Choo Choo Charles. So it's going to be good.
I guess if I were to give a honorable mention here, the Harry Potter Quidditch Champions game, because I played the closed alpha of that, and I don't know what I can say and what not. But you can glean from the trailers that's basically like Quidditch Rocket League.
Did you have fun playing it?
I did. Yeah. Right. I mean,
Cool.
I don't know how many times you could repeat it. I mean, you have to have some sort of hook in there, like Rocket League has all its skins and things that you're going to work for over time.
I want to see like
I'd play
type skins on like the Harry Potter characters, like a banana riding a broom. Like,
I want to be Goku.
Yeah, exactly. I think that would be good. I think, my honorable mention goes to Killer Bean. Stupid game where you play as a killer bean.
Yeah, that one was wild. Almost looking like a Hitman type game or something.
Right. Yeah.
It was so serious, except you're beans.
So over the top, and so much like bullet time and stuff like that. Yeah, it was intense. So yeah, that was it for the Summer Game Fest. Oh, and Valorant coming to consoles. So that was exciting. It's a game I've always wanted to try and never had the opportunity. So yeah, that's basically it for Summer Game Fest. Obviously we didn't touch on everything, but all the most important things were right there. Don't worry about it. You don't even have to watch any of the other stuff. All the most important stuff was right there.